Paul Buentello. We're on KNOXX TV, KNOXX Video, coming to you live with Christine Lee.
And we're going to chat here with Paul, Mr. Paul, and find out more about him.
Just a few seconds ago, she tried to call me a headhunter. So.
The headhunter. Why do they call you the headhunter?
Well, you know, that's funny. It's just that when I was in Taekwondo for so many years, when I was right out of high school, you know, my trainer would tell me, you know, go to the body, and I would always try to kick the head or punch the head. And he goes, you need to quit headhunting. You're just wasting your time, wasting your energy. And then the name stuck. Now it's, you know, my good friend Eddie Numko back in Texas gave me that name, and it just stuck. So you got to go. You get a nickname that everybody wants you to follow and stick with. That one just stuck. I can't run away from it.
So is that still part of your technique?
Oh, totally. I mean, I'm going to go out there 110% and try to fight and throw my hands straight forward. And it's still kind of bad because I don't go for the body or I don't change it up. I keep, you know, going for the headshots. And I've just been living by it. I mean, I figured that out a long time ago. If you hit a guy hard enough in the head, they seem to fall.
Nice. So you're from Texas?
Yep. Texas, born and raised in Texas for the past, going on 7 years now. I've been coming out to San Jose from, lived in Amarillo, Texas, all the way back out here. So every couple months I'm out here 6, 7, 8 weeks at a time here in California.
So I read somewhere that another MMA fighter went to your high school. Is that someone you knew?
Actually, yes, Evan Tanner. Evan Tanner went to my Caprock High School in Amarillo. And then also Heath Herring from the same town, but he went to Amarillo High. He was in a different school.
So was that like a big MMA town, or just
you know, I don't know. I guess just that time, within those couple of years, I think there's just something in the water. You know, but back then, that's where I got my first fight. It was in Amarillo, Texas. It was called pancration style, where you hit the guy open hand style. Kind of like slap the guy around a little bit. And Evan Tanner got to start there. I got my start there. Heath Herring got to start there. And I guess you're just bred. I mean, just, you know, country boy kind of want to fight. You know, back then I was fighting for, man, I'm not going to get in trouble. I can beat this guy up and not get in trouble and make, you know, $200. Right. So that's why I stuck with it. And then now I don't know what the hell happened.
Well, how did you get started then in MMA?
Well, that show got me involved in it. And as soon as I fought my first fight, pancration style, I knocked the guy out with a knee to the head. And his name is James Stone. And then like a month later, I saw UFC on TV. That's when UFC was just on TV, and then it got taken off TV. You know, saw Hoist Gracie and Ken Shamrock won and all that stuff. And I'm like, oh, I want to do that. Right. So I was like, well, maybe, you know, if I keep fighting, maybe in 6 or 7 months I can get in the UFC. It didn't happen that way. 6 months turned into a year, 2 years, 3 years. It took me 8 years to get in the UFC. Actually, 51 shows. Me and my friend Jason Lee made a joke about it. It took me 51 shows to get in the UFC.
Wow.
And the whole thing is, everybody thought that I wanted to fight in the UFC for the world title and be so great, but no, I just wanted to be invited and to fight for the UFC. Not win, lose, or draw, it didn't matter. Just wanted to be invited, and I got to perform that. It was like it turned from a goal to a dream. It took me 8 years, and it basically turned into a dream. I thought it was never going to happen. And then once I fought in the UFC, I'm done. I reached my dream. I reached my goal in my life. I'm going back home, you know, because I'm training here in California, so I wanted to go back home and get my life back together. And Dana White's like, so what are you going to do after this? You know, that was a great fight. I'm like, done. Going home, going back to work. He's like, are you serious? I said, yes, I'm serious. I'm done. I mean, this is my ultimate goal, was just to fight in the UFC. Not to win, not to lose, you know. And it's all icing on the cake because I got a great knockout of the night, and I was ready to go home. I was ready to just hang up my gloves and be done with it. And my wife's like, you're stupid. You know, we've been this far. Let's keep on going. You know, maybe we can make some money out of it, which was the wrong choice. There's no money in this sport. And here I am, still doing it.
So it just sounds like a long time, a lot of hard work.
A lot of hard work. A lot of determination, but a lot of roadblocks. You know, I'm having kids. You know, having, you know, problems at home, having just different stuff. No money to get here. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I was, you know, being in trouble with the law, being on probation, and trying to just go back and forth, and then, you know, my dad getting into trouble, you know, just everything, my mom, that's, you know, all these little small things, all these little roadblocks, bad management, bad fights, everything. It's just like, wow, if I was to do this all over again, I wouldn't do it.
Well, I mean, you are doing it, you're into it right now, so what's getting you through all these roadblocks and, you know, just getting you going every day? Well,
actually, because everybody started being, you know, back then when I was doing that, people used to go, you're still doing that fighting stuff? You know, people like kind of knocked about it, you know, kind of teased me about it. But now that the sport's mainstream, everybody's like, wow, you're still doing that. Oh man, you know, and it's a different story now. And what's getting me through it is that I stuck through it, and all the big things that I deal with, anything I deal with now is just totally small, and don't even mean anything. And plus, my life is already set around fighting. I mean, I've been coming out here for now almost 7 years, so everything's set. You know, got the phone call, I'm fighting, gotta go. You know, the whole family's all situated. You know, it's already, you know, it's routine now.
Right, it's like a day.
Yeah, it's like a daily routine. You know, it's time to go to work.